Alrighty. We about to begin. How's it going, guys? How's it going? How's it going? Going to do a quick rundown on the charts, Bitcoin and Cardano. And if we do have the time, we're going to do a quick overview of the longer term picture as well. In the meantime, let me know if you guys can hear me a-okay. I'm just setting up the charts. Yeah, Mark has been doing a fantastic job, but so has Shanks, and so has Krisha. Everyone's been freaking fantastic, man. I mean, I honestly wake up every morning just thinking I am so freaking lucky. I am so freaking lucky to have the team that I do and have the community that I do have, and hey, the life that I have, man. I've been implementing this new, I wouldn't say new, but it's a little bit more forceful approach in my life where I am, I stop 3 times a day to really think about things that I should be grateful for that I'm not being grateful for. Like you're going to find even the most positive person always thinking about things that he's grateful for, but to go out of your way to think about things that you should be grateful for, but you're not grateful for, that really puts a positive spin on your life that you otherwise wouldn't have. Just try it, guys. Try it, and you'll see how lucky we all are. Especially as traders, those of you who have made it as traders, right? Even if you've managed to semi-make it, you know how good you have it compared to everyone else. So yeah. Very lucky to have dodged that life, the corporate life. I mean, hey, if you guys enjoy it, that's good for you, but I hated it, man. I was not the corporate guy. All right, we're going to go ahead and begin because I do have the charts here ready, but we will wait for people to join in before I officially begin. But for now, good morning, everyone. Good to have you guys all here. We're about to close a 12-hour in 20 minutes, right? Bitcoin has been volatile over the past 24 hours, so we will be looking at the lower time frames before we begin. As you guys can see right over here, I'm looking at Cardano's monthly chart, just to give you guys a preview of what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to be talking about Cardano as well as Bitcoin on the monthly, right? We're going to realign our high time frame view for the bigger win. Of course, the bigger win on Bitcoin is much bigger. On all coins, I don't trade as high time frame, but I do use the monthly, etc., to get an idea of how big the win could be on all coins. All coins move faster, right? So we'll come back to this in a bit. We'll be talking about the lower time frames first, though, even on Bitcoin, Cardano, etc. Cardano, maybe we don't. No, Cardano, there's no reason to talk about the lower time frames. Bitcoin, there is reason because it's been volatile. It does want to move, but at the same time, we want to realign our thoughts and our ideas and our mind with the bigger win, right? Don't get lost in what's going on over here. You'll see why. How's it going, Candice? How's it going, Ryan? Good to see you guys in here. Yeah, man, Ajesh, it's so important to do that. It's so important. Even with the people around you, right? Think about why you should be grateful. And go up to them and just thank them. Thank them for. I should do that more often. I don't do that enough. So, Bitcoin has been super, super interesting. What are you guys? What are your thoughts on Bitcoin? Do you guys think we go up or down from here? I'm talking about in the next like 2 weeks. Okay, we're not talking about a long term here. Most people in Mango are bullish, so we know everyone's thoughts on the long term. What are your thoughts on the midterm, the short term? Okay, put that over there. I'll put this over here so that way I can see. No strong conviction for the short term. I was feeling a bit more bullish when price came back down to around this region over here. But now, as we'll talk about it. I think we should go ahead and begin. We do have most people in here. Mark says if we do take out 30K, then I think we continue higher. Where to though? I do know you have a target around 32,000 as well. So where to? Alrighty, let's go ahead and begin. We're gonna start with the dashboard. Right over here. We are looking at Bitcoin on the 4-hour time frame on the dashboard. For those of you who haven't been keeping up to date, we have added all these new time frames over here, and we have added every single coin on the dashboard now available on Mango View, along with all of the features and indicators on the right hand side as well. So we're going to be looking at the 4-hour, and Mark pointed out something really, really cool on the Mango Discord yesterday, showing that the FEGs worked out fantastically, right? Fantastically. And I'm going to go ahead and talk about the psychology of how you should be playing this if you are playing on the lower time frames. But let's go ahead and turn on FEGs. The bearish FEG that we had put in all the way over here, right? So this essentially came in from the breakdown, okay? Bitcoin put in this head and shoulders distribution pattern, call it what you will. Clearly, distribution in hindsight, right? So in hindsight, you can mark down your breakdown point, okay? Clearly, it was over here, okay? From there, you can see that the dashboard drew in your FEG right over there, came in, stretched out for this entire zone, price vacuumed back in there, right? And that's exactly what we've been talking about. FEGs are useful for. They tend to be a magnet for price. And Mark said something really, really profound in the Discord, right? This idea that the faster price moves away, the faster price will come back to it, right? And the trade is that much better the faster price moves. So if you were bearish and you had that bear trade at the back of your mind and you were looking to put on the trade, you shouldn't have been getting scared because price moved fast into your level, right? A lot of people think the opposite. They think that, hey, if price is moving slowly and slowly and slowly to your level, you should be getting more and more and more eager. And that's what your body will tell you to do as well. But it's actually the opposite. If you see a trade running into your level, guys, you should be that much more eager to put on the trade. It's the complete opposite of what your instinct will tell you, but that's what you should be doing, right? So if you were bearish, by all means, this was a really, really good trade. And you can see how well it played out. Now, if you're bullish, the same thing worked at these support zones over here that we talked about in yesterday's video, right? There was a lot of support over here. I was looking for 24.6K to be hit. I think there's a daily FEG there too, but there's a 4-hour FEG, right? No, was there an FEG over here that got removed, Mark? Because these FEGs do get updated. Based on if new FEGs are drawn in, because we don't want to clutter the dashboard, right? So I've not been following the 4-hour, I've been following the higher time frames, but we can go ahead and switch on over to the daily time frame right over here. Oh yeah, but quick view for those of you who just don't have access to the lower time frames, you can take a look at what's going on over here. We have an FEG coming in at around 28.59, the lower bound of the FEG, and the higher bound of the FEG is around 28.942, right? And of course, we have one down over here too. And yeah, an FEG was drawn in on this up thrust, right? On this candle right over here. You guys can see that this FEG was drawn in. You can tell from how far it's been stretched out, and that got supported. So that was really interesting, because if you look at the 21 EMA on the 4-hour time frame, which is what I have on my phone because I use TapTrader, I saw this 4-hour 21 EMA was claimed by the bears, so we lost the 4-hour 21 EMA. But if you're looking at the dashboard, you would have been looking at the fact that the FEG got defended, right? The FEG got defended. So Mark says no, the 4-hour one, no. Okay, so there was no 4-hour FEG underneath, but we did have this FEG over here that did get defended. Okay, now that's what's going on in the 4-hour time frame. We've been essentially oscillating between the bearish FEG to the upside that we went up to really fast, and we came down that much faster to the bullish FEG where we got defended. And I was telling Krisha yesterday, I'm like, what's going to be really important now is to see what price does after this dump. Okay, and I've expressed this idea to you guys multiple times in the past as well. When you see these volatile moves, right, wait to see which direction the next candle fills into. Okay, whether you see a wick or big red candle, your job now is to not get scared and be like, I'm just gonna act immediately. No. Firstly, if you're trading the mango way, you're trading the weekly time frame and the 4-day time frame, etc., none of this should have even mattered to you. Okay, and you're seeing that now. All of this was just undone. But if you're trading the lower time frames and you see a move like this, still be mango. Keep your head clear and say, okay, my job now from all my teachings is to see what happens next. Do we see continuation towards the downside, or do we see the candles getting filled to the upside? Accordingly, you know what the market participants are on an overall basis feeling, right? And we are seeing these candles fill up, guys, to the upside. That's bullish. I added to my altcoin positions based on what Bitcoin did over here. I did not add to my Bitcoin position because, again, I'm still more keen at the levels coming in at around 24.6K. If we don't get it, we don't get it. I'm happy with my Bitcoin position that we added, and I don't want to add over here. Okay, so now switching on over to the daily time frame. Let's see what's going on over here. We're going to go ahead and turn on the FEGs. Start with the FEGs, guys, because they've been working so freaking fantastic. So why the hell not use our edge, right? Edge is edge while it lasts, man. That's as simple as it needs to be. And we had an FEG coming in from around this zone over here. These candles bounced off it twice now. We would have been lucky to see it come in again. I was looking for the bottom of the FEG, that zone to get hit. Did nowhere close to it, right? Got front run on the top of the FEG. And now we are testing this FEG right over here. Do we claim it? Let's see. What I do want to point out, though, is what I'm looking at is the Ichimoku indicator over here. Turn on your Ichimoku, and we're looking at the Tenkin. This blue line over here is the Tenkin. I want to see that get claimed. I'd feel a lot better about price if we see that getting claimed. Until then, though, the fact that we've lost the Tenkin and the fact that we cleared this bullish FEG to the upside over here, right? This upper FEG, the fact that we lost it initially, and we still haven't claimed it. If you zoom in, we still haven't claimed it, right? If we do claim it on this daily, as well as claiming the Tenkin, I'd feel a lot better. Until then, there's a good chance that we come down and test a Kijun. This is called a C-span trade. When you have the blue Tenkin be lost and it's flattened out like that, there's a good chance, a probability that we see a move down to the Kijun, right? Which is why I am just more keen on adding to my position if we come down to around the 24.6K to 25K region, because it's just easier for me to manage. If I buy over here and then we come down lower, it just makes it really hard for me to say, okay, where do I take my loss? I'll have to wait, right? Because this is a good level. I'll be like, I can't take my loss at a zone where I'm keen to add. So I have two options. I either add a lower position size over here and then just sit with the pain while price comes down to the Kijun. If it did, Because all that really matters at the end of the day is your nominal loss, right? The dollar value of your loss compared to your portfolio, right? So you can reduce your position size to say, you know what, I'm just getting in on the trade over here because I don't want to risk losing out on this trend trade, or you can wait. But since I'm already in a position, right? Since we've been building a position when the trade was a lot easier to build a position in, I don't need to do that. I can just wait for us to come down here if we do, right? So when will I feel better about Bitcoin? If we claim the Tenkin. That's tomorrow. We'll have to wait. If we close underneath, simply wait. The good news would have been is as long as we do close above 28.53, we would claim the bottom zone of the FEG. Okay, so yeah, that's the daily. You're looking at the Tenkin. Tenkin is coming in around $29,000. Psychological level 2. Close above the Tenkin today would be a claim of the middle of the FEG, by the way, middle of the FEG, as well as the bottom zone of the FEG, of course, and the Tenkin. Okay, now volatility analysis of Cardano. Just as a FYI, guys, for those of you who are just joining in, the agenda for today is lower time frames Bitcoin, then Cardano analysis, and then higher time frames Bitcoin. Okay, circling back on over to Bitcoin. Going to be talking about the monthly. Alrighty, you guys following along? Any questions before we continue? Also, for those of you here, make sure to hit that like button. Do it for the algo. Do it for the algo. Okay, Cardano, volatility analysis, some good news over here. We're looking at Cardano USDT. We have switched neutral from short on the 12-hour time frame, on the daily time frame, and on the 2-day time frame. Bad news, actually. We switched from neutral to long. This happened 4 days ago, though, so right. We will look for this to flip to long again, as long as the 12-hour and the daily behave. The 12-hour flipped from short to neutral a day ago. The daily flipped from short to neutral 11 hours ago. Okay, so good news there. I am liking the volatility on the 12-hour time frame on Cardano. More importantly, though, we are playing this based on the 4-day and the weekly, right? Our trade is based on there. We want the underlying trend to start switching in favor of the 12-hour and the 4-day. So overall, we get that impulsive move, but we can be patient, right? The mango way is the patient way, and we win overall by outpatiencing, if that's even a word, the rest of the market. So your edge doesn't need to be doing something sophisticated, something fancy. Your edge can simply be being patient, because people struggle with that, right? So being patient, waiting for the mango trades on the weekly time frame, like we've been discussing, wins out, man. Wins out. I didn't need to be more fancier and sophisticated to beat Suzu and Kyle Davies, etc. I just beat them by being patient, right? And those guys are sophisticated traders, right? And you guys can beat me and all the sophisticated traders in Mango by just being more patient than me, right? That's all it takes. That's all it takes. Patience, man, and trading the Mango way. So here we're looking at Cardano now on the Mango view on the weekly time frame, and again we talked about all the confluence in yesterday's stream. If you guys missed out, go ahead and watch that. I'm going to go over this quickly again, though, for you guys. We do have this bearish FEG stretching in all the way from back in November, right? Cardano came up to it, smacked against it twice now. Multiple times, not twice. Week after week after week after week. Rejected it, came down, put in a higher low. I'm going to go ahead and turn this off temporarily, the 10 SMA. Focus on the FEGs for now. Put in a higher low. Where do we put in that higher low? Around 30, can't see over my mic, 29 cents, okay? It's important to note, 29 cents. I think we had a bullish FEG. Yeah, we had a FEG, bullish FEG right over there as well. Closed above it, defended it again, came up against it, smacked up against it, started closing candles within it, closed a candle above it. Now we're closing candles well above the FEG, the lower part of the FEG at the very least, coming in at around 37.58. Mark that out, guys, 37.58. Take a note. Bullish FEGs are coming in around 32 cents, top of the zone, and bottom of the second FEG, 26 cents. And if you had to mark the low simply at 29 cents, you'll have the middle of the two FEGs put together, right? If you want to look at it that way. Or you could just turn on the FEGs. There is a trial version of the dashboard available, but I think the weekly is available for free, right? I think so. I'm not entirely certain. It's either the daily or the weekly, but either way, just go ahead and turn it on, and you will have your FEGs. So yeah, we do have, okay, so do have another bearish FEG coming in around 50 cents, guys. That's important to keep an eye on, because if you do turn on, I believe a 55 EMA is coming in right over there. It's not there yet. It's not there yet, but in a week or so, it will come down to line up with that, right? And that's good confluence. You could see a wick onto the 55 EMA and a rejection and close underneath. Keep in mind that the 21 EMA, guys, has been getting defended on Cardano, and that's lining up with the bearish FEG. So you could essentially say that you have confluence between two FEGs that price is respecting, and there's a play over here too between the 21 EMA and the 55 EMA, which is a trade that a lot of traders trade, right? The trade between the span, let's look at it that way, the span between the 21 EMA and the 55 EMA. Price oscillates between the two. Until the 21 EMA crosses above the 55, you don't have the trend trade activated on that cross, right? You got the bear cross right over here, all the way back in Feb 28th. Well, we don't have the bull cross yet. So until then, you can trade between those FEGs if you are so inclined, okay? Yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't want to overwhelm you guys over here. We do have support as well on the 10 SMA. Right over there, lining up with the 21 EMA. And again, over here, the 10 SMA has not crossed over the 21 EMA. We want all of that to start happening before the full-on trend activates, right? That's why you got to be patient with Cardano, guys, right? Be patient. Right? When we were being bearish, everyone was being far too bullish. And now when it's time to build that patience on Cardano, people are likely going to not be patient enough. When does this trade get deactivated or invalidated? When you lose this FEG, we're looking towards 29 cents. The bullish FEG, that's an accumulation opportunity for those of you who are thinking even longer term. But if we lose 29 cents, I think we take out the lows over here. Those lows are coming at 23 cents, right? You don't want to be trading over there. You don't want to be trading over there, in my opinion. I'll be looking for other opportunities. I like it over here. I don't like it over here. I don't like it over here. If you guys are bullish in Cardano, though, fundamentals, etc., by all means, do you. I don't know anything about it, so I can't. Okay, let's move on. Cardano, I do want to talk about what's going on in the monthly, longer term picture over here. Really, really good call by Kusha here, pointing out this, claiming a great monthly candle close, as well as the 10 SMA. We haven't closed above it yet, though. Okay, we opened above it, and you could say this close was good. Bitcoin did something very similar, by the way. Bitcoin did something very similar, and it worked out really well. Bitcoin moved up to the 21 EMA, right? That's the trade. You claim the 10 SMA, move up to the 21 EMA. I'm kind of looking for Cardano to do that, right? That's lining up with my targets. If you guys do remember from my targets, my zones on the 4-day time frame, I have a zone spanning from 62 cents to 72. Go write that down, 62 cents to 72, and label it Sean's zone, right? That's also your 21 EMA on the monthly, right? Again, we haven't closed above it just yet, but 3 days and 12 hours, not too long of a wait to get that confirmation. Then we're looking for the wick to fill in the next month. The wick high is coming at 46 cents, and then next target would be around, the 21 EMA. All right, so that's Cardano. Any questions, guys? Ajay says 4-day bullish TK cross on Cardano. Let's go ahead and take a look. Don't have that yet either, eh? Yeah. Yeah, we don't have that yet. I think there's a edge-to-edge trade over here. This is what we talked about, right? Do you guys remember when I first brought up the Cardano trade? What I say, guys? Oh man, I'm freaking Oracle. I literally drew this out for you guys. Hitting the top of the cloud, higher low over here, and then eventually, I have it drawn out still. Either way, higher low onto the 10 Kijun, and then moving into the cloud for the edge-to-edge trade. But the edge-to-edge trade does not get activated until we get that TK cross. Ajesh is taking notes. Are you guys taking notes? Or are you being lazy? You're not going to get the wins if you're being lazy, man. I should be taking notes myself, but I'm keeping my trades a bit more simple. I'm just doing the weekly dynamic to keep you guys up to dated Yeah, for all coins, I'm keeping my life simple, guys, because I have much bigger trades on Bitcoin, etc. that I do need to manage on leverage. But yeah, I'm trading this. If we lose the weekly dynamic, I'll be scaling out my trade. But for those of you who want to take Cardano more seriously, take notes. Okay. Now we're gonna be moving on to Bitcoin on the higher time frames. There's a lot to discuss over here. A lot to discuss. Keep things simple though for now. Actually, how should I do this? Hide this. Do this. Yeah, we'll start with that. Yeah, Chauvin does take notes as well. That's good. And Julian's been killing it too recently. Julian's been spotting things that have been missing, man. Freaking guy. This is why we had the community built to begin with, though, right? So we can be a mastermind community together, helping each other out. Krisha says, "Oh man, ADA super neat levels right now." Yeah, Cardano is really good. Like Cardano is, it's an underlying, those underlying signs of strength are beginning to form, right? This is where you want to build that position, build. As things begin to get better and better, you keep adding while everyone else is ignoring it, while everyone else is chasing pumps. We don't do that. We keep it easy. We keep it mango. Okay, so we're going to be revisiting some ideas on Bitcoin that we were discussing all the way back in November, right? I just want to realign everyone with the high time frame trend. So we have this falling channel over here on Bitcoin coming in since the birth of Bitcoin's price action, right? Low highs and higher lows. Sorry, low highs and low lows, right? Right over here, right over here, right over here, right over there, right over there, and right over here. Okay, we bounced off the falling channel now. Let's zoom in. We bounce off the falling channel twice. Again, you guys can see I've drawn it very roughly. It's not perfect. Let's go ahead and delete the drawings though. Don't want to scribble on this. So over the long term, we're talking about throughout the cycle, because we're looking at the monthly over here. We're looking for this to eventually make its way to the top of this falling channel. Now keep in mind that we are kind of putting in higher lows. Initially, we got all the way up to 98. In the 2013 cycle, in the 2017 cycle, we got up to 95, and on the 2021 cycle, we got up to 91, right? So slightly lower highs each time. So this time, let's say we get up to around 88, 85. We're going to undershoot to make our lives, to kind of protect ourselves, right? So around that zone, guys, go ahead and take some notes. Around that level of the RSI, that's one of your red flags going off. Okay, one of your red flags going off that, hey, perhaps I should be a little bit more on the cautionary side. Now, is that enough to say I'm going to sell my entire Bitcoin stash? Of course not, right? That's just one flag. It's not the whole picture. Okay, so keep that in mind. RSI at the moment, though, we're nowhere close. At the moment, we are only at 50. So a long way to go. This is going to take some time. Looking at the monthly over here, this updates only once a month, right? So yeah, you could look at this area over here as resistance, right? The 50 zone, the yellow dotted line. As you can see, we kind of found some, you can if you want to, I'm not. Now we're going to go ahead and turn on our stochastics, and I've gone ahead and marked out. So the way I look at this is a bull cross is, I look at a bull cross on stochastics when the blue crosses over the red and it starts living above the 20 zone. Okay, that's the official like parabolic trend. Or you could look at a semi bull cross, or like the beginning of the bull cross. Okay, the simpler way to look at it, guys, is the bull cross is when the blue crosses the red and it starts widening up. Okay, and it starts reaching the not the parabolic, but the strong zone after the 20 mark over here. Okay, so we're not there yet. As you can see, we're living underneath it. What I'm trying to do over here is drive caution into all of you who are kind of getting a little bit too excited at a time where you maybe should not be. Things are still bullish long term. That's what I'm trying to say over here. But we aren't at that phase yet where you get too excited. Okay, so yeah, we do have the bull cross, blues over the red, as you guys can see, right? But we aren't living above the 20 zone just yet. Okay, however, I do want to point out to you guys that if you mark out every one of these crosses, like I have over here, if you do mark out every one of these crosses, you can see that it's lined up with Bitcoin's macro bull cycle. Okay, right over here in 2012, right over here in 2015, and right over here in 2019 as well. And we call this out. We call this out all the way back when Bitcoin was sitting at around 17,000, and we said this is one of the big ones, lined up with a lot of other things that we were looking at as well. And hey, what do you know? From 17,000, we are currently sitting at 29,000. Okay. Now remember, this is more of a macro signal. This doesn't mean that Bitcoin is not going to come down. It could very well come down. In fact, it could have pretty deep drawdowns. But I do have for you guys a idea of what Bitcoin can do. Okay, and the first time we got this cross, Bitcoin had a 27,000 run up. Of course, Bitcoin was a new asset, trading much like an altcoin at that point. But again, when you got the cross the next time, we had a 9,000 run up. Okay, I've marked it out roughly, of course, so you guys can be a little bit more precise if you want to on your own charts. The next time we got the cross in 2019, we had a 1,300%. Have I been using the word drawdown? Draw up. Okay, move to the upside is what I have been meaning to say. So yeah, 27,000. 9,000 and then 1,000, right? So you can see that the returns have been diminishing, but of course your position size has been increasing. Your conviction has been increasing, right? So when you're trading Bitcoin like an altcoin all the way back in 2013, you're not putting that much in. The development team too hasn't put in that much work. Bitcoin has matured since, right? The market has matured since. Liquidity has matured since. So you can put on a bigger position size, so you don't need that much of a gain. People forget that. People forget that. People are like, hey, Bitcoin is not going to do as much as my shitcoin. Well, were you planning on putting the same position size on your shitcoin that you would on Bitcoin? Because if that was the case, you're doing it wrong. You're doing crypto wrong. Okay. So I have a projection out here, which is if we do see if we do see something similar where we have diminishing returns. I've gone ahead and just done something really rough. Where is it? Right over here. Oops, that's not it. Yeah, right over here. Okay. So I have a very, very muted projection of Bitcoin if it does it this cycle. In fact, we could see something even less. We could see something more. But if Bitcoin does a 600%, remember, what have we done so far? 27,000%, 9,000%, 1,000%. So if we do a muted return where we get half as much next time, 600%, we're looking at around 150K. Okay, but I would go ahead and say we do something like 400%. That would put us to $100,000, right? Just to get some idea of any of numbers at which point you should be looking to see, hey, is my RSI also hitting the levels that Sean discussed? Is XYZ also hitting the levels Sean discussed? Is my Ichimoku cloud red, right? Have we flipped green yet? Should I be looking for a parabolic run? Maybe Bitcoin sitting at 80,000, 90,000, and the cloud is still red, and the RSI is hitting that zone. Maybe this is the time where I'm looking at my emotions. I'm getting far too excited. I'm seeing people also get way too excited. I don't want to sell, but I'm going to sell some anyways. You know why? Because usually me doing what I don't want to do has ended up being the good decision. Me doing what I want to do has ended up being the bad decision, right? Think about things like that. Make those checklists yourself. I just know that usually when I trade in an uncomfortable zone, I make a lot of money. When I'm very, very comfortable, when I'm feeling good, I sit back and I tell myself, Sean, maybe you should stop trading, right? You guys know this. I've started implementing this rule since around 2019, late 2019. I said that whenever I go on a winning streak, I stop trading, right? Something very similar here. When you're feeling really good about things, that's when, and everyone else is feeling good too. Maybe we look at it. We don't just trade emotions. We look at our list. We look at our indicators and be like, ooh, maybe I do what I don't want to do. Not going to sell everything. By the way, in the Mango, if you guys are in the Mango C program, go ahead and check out Mango Lessons. I posted something today in there, right? It's basically, it will allow you to deal with the dichotomy of trading the high time frames and being an investor. How to deal with that mindset, right? Go ahead and read that. Go ahead and read that. If you guys do enjoy that, I'm happy to start writing more along those lines. But I need to see that you guys enjoy that. But yeah, I kind of want to do a video on that too, to be honest. Put it into the C program or there, or maybe make it public, depending on, again, feedback. Your feedback matters, guys. If I don't see the right feedback, I just don't do content on that, right? Because it's a waste of my energy. Okay, cool. Because like only one person commented on the YouTube comments saying that, yeah, Sean, do macro content, which is why I'm not going to do macro content with only one person. By the way, Sachin, I love you, man. I love you for enjoying macro. But you can PM me and we can discuss macro. Okay, yeah. So that's Bitcoin. Just a quick rundown, projections, etc., macro, stochastics, and RSI lining up, falling channel. So the falling channel with the lower lows and lower highs lined up with the cross, right? Which lined up with our Bitcoin move, which is, yeah. Not going to go over anything in detail because we did all of this back in November when nobody was listening. Already discussed this. All right, this we discussed yesterday, but for those of you who missed yesterday's stream, I'm going to do a quick rundown. This is essentially the core weekly equilibrium trade along with our snap up to the cloud, snap up to our Fibonacci zone level, right? So Ichimoku, Tenkin Kijun, snap into cloud as well as confluence with the fact that we have our Fibonacci retracement at the top of the cloud. Each cycle, we can start over here. Bitcoin had a bear market. We snapped up to the 0.618 retracement level, broke out of the 0.786 retracement level, and that was the only time. That was when we actually had our big move to the parabolic run, right? And at that time, though, we didn't have enough price action to look at the cloud, but even still, you can see that when we did have the green cloud, we did have the next run up, right? If you don't have the green cloud, if you have the red cloud, you want to be on the cautionary side of things, okay? So again, bear market, and then we retrace to the 786 level, the 65% retracement level, got the pullback, then we retraced to the 786 retracement level, broke out of it, and then had the big run, right? Same story here. We had the run up, had the bear market, retraced to the 75% to 68%, 65% retracement level, got the pullback onto the Kijun, got defended over there, but the difference take it one step at a time. Looked at the cloud is green, you get the get-go, you have the go. The go was, hey, parabolic run is going to ensue, and then we got the move all the way to 20,000. Right over here, bear market ensued, got the snapback to the 786 retracement level, got the pullback, the bear market pullback. Why? Because the cloud was not red at the time. Cloud was not green, cloud was red, right? So now again, got the pullback, got the snap up to the top of the cloud, to the 75% retracement level, 786 Fibonacci level, and at that point though, the cloud was green, and we got our parabolic run, right? So each time, the formula is bear market, snap up to the top of the cloud. The top of the cloud lines up with our fib levels, which is your 65% retracement and your 75% retracement level zone, right? So again, bear market, pull back to the top of the cloud and zoned up with the fib levels. What do we have over here? Bear market, and we're looking for a pull back up to the top of the cloud, and we have marked out our 786 and our 65% retracement level. Okay. Yeah, that's our weekly Bitcoin Ichimoku trade. And finally, is there anything else? Oh yeah, just to realign everyone with our targets. Target one was 24.6. We hit that. That's why I'm looking for us to, I'm looking to add there if we do get there. If not, it's an easy level to manage because of SNR flip level as well as my target, right? Target 1.5, $32,000, Kijun level weekly there, and target 3 is $42,000. All right, cool. So we went over everything. Any questions on the monthly, guys? Just get the chat. If you guys have any altcoins that we can quickly look at on the dashboard, I'll stay here for around 2 more minutes. Let's go LTO. Daily short and wall pretty high. This looks like garbage, dude. Holy shit. This is like garbage, man. 4 days short, 2 days short, daily short, 12-hour short, 4-hour short. That's a insta no for me. I don't even need to look at the chart. It's probably garbage. But let's go look at it. This is the weekly. This doesn't look good. This reminds me of Luna. This different phase of the market, but if you guys do remember with Luna, what we discussed was it was that pattern, right, where you put in that cup and handle, cup and handle inverted Adam and Eve. You look for the breakout to continue, but once it breaks back in over here, you look for the move back down. Now, the market conditions may save this, but this is looking weak, right? We tested this neckline, we rejected it. So, it's because market conditions that are, like, if this was any other phase in the market, I'd be saying that this is coming back down here, man. But we do have support over here at $2, but I don't like this trade. Like, if this breaks down, man, if this loses $2, I'd be looking all the way back to 150 and then $1. Like, this is what distribution looks like. Head and shoulders right there. All right. RD that's Radiant Network, right? You mean RDNT, right? Thread mining? Because the reason I think you're asking for RDNT because I know you trade on GMX. Maybe it's R&D or what's that? No, that's not something. Let me know. Matic. Let's go look at Matic. Matic, short on the daily, wall high, Ichimoku, bear flag. Ugh, why is Matic looking bad? Weekly? Short? This is giving Cardano really, really good look, when I'm looking at two altcoins that were previously looking good and now suddenly Cardano's looking good and these aren't. That's really interesting. Let's go find the chart. What's going on? Yeah. This is looking, it's a 4-day time frame. The thing is, right, when you zoom out of Matic and you just look at it like this, it's just like, okay, this thing did not have a bear market, not compared to the rest of the altcoins, but just going sideways too, right? So there's no opportunity over here. So it's like a ranging. Actually, it dumped 86%. What am I saying? But again, many altcoins dumped way worse, right? What did Ethereum do? Top of my head, I'm not sure. Yeah, actually no. It broke back into the range too. It's just ugly. If you're trading it, what's the trade over here, right? Over here it looked good. Like at this zone it looked good over here, right? But you wanted it. So you guys can use this new tool on TradingView where you can take this. I mean, it's not new. They've just improved it. And you can do this, right? And you can see that at this point, ooh, I'm like, wow, I love this chart. I love this chart. Okay, but then you can play it out. When do you start not liking this chart? You can still like it there. Still like it. Okay, I'm liking it a tad bit more. Let's increase the speed though, because oof, I don't like it. What's it testing it again? It should not be giving the market that many opportunities. Had these getting defended? Ah, no, 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 I'm out of this. I'm out of this. Right? You should have already been getting out. And then you're like, shit, I'm going to get back in. I'm getting back in. I'm getting back in. Buy back in. This is going to the moon. This is going to the moon. Oh, no, no, I'm out. I'm out. Okay, no, I'll get back in. I'll get back in. When there's a key neckline that is lost like that, it makes it really, really difficult to trade it, right? Unless you're trading a trend, but there's no trend here. And now it's rejecting the neckline. So once that happens, don't get stuck on the chart. Just be like, this is not trading well. I'm out. Right? This is not trading well. Because your job, guys, is not to get married to the community. Your job is to make money so that maybe you can trade this, buy it at a much better price when it comes down to easier levels, maybe 69. Honestly, man, I've been waiting for the 38 to load up on Matic for the longest time. And who knows, maybe I'll get rewarded for being patient. But when I should have bought over here, I didn't, right? I mean, I had this level marked out and I freaking didn't buy here. Now I'm just waiting. I did take a trade on Matic at... Was it here, actually? Yeah, yeah, it was actually here. Yeah, I actually did. I was in this, and I got out somewhere around. Yeah, I was in this move. I'm remembering based on the dollar value, etc. My journal. But yeah, let's go. BNB, Ajesha, I think Kush has done a video on BNB. ADA and BNB looking good. ADA's looking good. I haven't looked at BNB too much, but I'll give you guys my thoughts. Start with the dashboard though. Like, I feel like the dashboard has reached a point where it's actually filtering out emotions now. Like, it's allowing me to say, you know what, I shouldn't like this shot. And it's helping that way. Holy shit. Holy shit, this actually looks good. Damn. Okay, I should talk about it. Trend is long on the daily, trend is long on the 2-day, trend is long on the 4-day, trend is long on the weekly, and you have really good volatility on all the time frames I like. Bullish Ichimoku on the 12-hour, bullish Ichimoku on the daily. This is actually looking really good. So this is what I mean. Don't get stuck on a coin that isn't performing well when there are other opportunities out there that you can start trading. How would you trade this based on, are you looking at this as an ascending triangle, Ajesh? How are you guys looking at this? 4-day. I'd mark that out. I'd mark out these high lows. I look at the monthly, to be honest. The chart's screaming for me to look at it on the monthly. Let's see what's going on here. You know what? I'm going to keep that there. I'm going to get a fresh chart. This is looking interesting, though. So move all of these. Okay, so you want the monthly that's closing in 3 days to close above 330. Yeah, monthly close about 300. Actually, I'd be a little bit more strict. I'd say there, 337. Yeah, 337. Look really good. You can mark out a zone though. You can start like scaling in based on 330. Watch how price reacts though. Yeah, don't play this on the daily. Play this on the weekly and higher. And there's a trade here. Measured move. $589. It's pointing towards all-time highs essentially. Yeah. Let's look at Radix. Whoa, 10 cents now, eh? Good. It's looking good, man. It's looking good. This thing has more price action though. This thing went up all the way up to 66 cents or something, right? How do I get that? I mean, on the weekly, yeah, it's claimed a key neckline. $0.18 maybe if it gets up to the neckline, but there are coins who just gets up to the middle of the range, who have gotten up to the middle of the range and then have failed to claim it, right? So I would say if it does claim 12 cents, that's a very interesting number actually. So yeah, I remember this zone. So if it does claim 12 to 13 cents, you could look towards 18. If it claims 18, this is likely, yeah, there you go. Went up to 60 cents. Holy shit. That would be the trade, eh? That would be a really good trade. Somewhere around here and trading it up to here. If you're already in a good position, man, like it's worth waiting for this. If you already got in somewhere around here, Ajesh. Wait, no, it wasn't Ajesh. It was Karan? I think Karan, right? Karan Patel. Okay, cool. So with that, guys, I think I'll take one last coin. One last one and wrap it up. Sol USDT, let's go. That zone needs to be claimed. Still not done it. Yeah, it's just going sideways. So short on the weekly too. Yeah, so there's no trade on Sol in my opinion until it claims that zone. Needs to claim the zone here. So zone is coming in around 24.51 to 26.5. Needs to claim that. All right. So with that, guys, do the mango way, do the easy way, do the stress-free way. Ciao.